Now let's go on to our first thing. What is an atom? I have already told you that for this chapter we are assuming that atom is an indivisible particle. Let me give you an example for an atom. You must have seen a building, and when the building was constructed, they used a brick to construct such a tall and a heavy building. That brick represents the atom of that building, the very basic structure. For the basic thing that makes up that building is the brick, and the brick represents an atom. Atoms are a very, very, very small size. They are small beyond our imagination. And for representing such small masses and diameters, we use units such as nanometers. Like the 1 nanometer is equals to 1 upon meter. 1 nanometer is equals to 1 upon 10 minus 9 nanometer. And 1 meter is equals to 10 raised to power 9 nanometer. So you see how small are the atoms. Now let us continue our journey on exploring atoms. I've just told you about the size of the atom. Now let us concentrate on how these atoms are represented and how John Dalton thought about representing these atoms. Dalton represented these atoms in form of symbols. Symbols for every element. Like for sulfur, he had such a symbol. This represented sulfur. Chlorine. Gold. And many other. But my friends, you might also be finding it difficult to learn these symbols and write them in exams and also discover on these symbols. So, the modern day symbols were given by another scientist whose name was Cyprus. He gave the modern day symbols such as Cl, Ar, etc. Now you might be wondering why I have written one letter capital and one letter small. This is the rule for writing an element's name. One letter should be of capital and the other letter would be of small. And whenever we are writing about an element, we take the first two letters of either its Latin name or its English name, depending upon the availability of that name. Now my friends, I have explained to you how to represent an atom. Now you might be wondering, I told you about the diameter sort thing and its radius. Now I'm going to tell you how to represent an atom in mass. You might be thinking, for your information I want to tell you, it is on NCERT page number 34. Now you might be thinking that why should we be concerned with the mass of such a small irrelevant thing? But no, my friends, it is a very relevant thing. And it combines in large number to form big things, big compounds and even molecules, which we are going to take up further. First, let me explain you atomic mass, which was earlier known as atomic mass but now is known as unified mass. For this, let me give you an example. One day, One day, a fruit seller did not have his weights for taking up the fruits, for taking the weight of the fruits. So what he did was he had the weight of one of his watermelons. So what he did was that he cut his watermelon into 6 equal pieces, and then he weighed other fruits according to those weights. One of the watermelon slice was equals to 1 FMU, or 1 fruit mass unit, let's say, and he took it according to that 1 FMU. If the FMU was heavier, then it would be 2 or 3 FMU. This is how he took the mass. A clever person indeed. This is how the scientists started discovering. Initially, they took oxygen as their guiding point for taking the mass of the other atoms. But later it was said that carbon C12 is a better option, and it is equals to carbon C12 is equals to 12 AMU. So 1 AMU is equals, anything whose mass, if we want to calculate, our 1 AMU would be equal to carbon C12's mass, that is 12 AMU, that is its mass, if we want to calculate 1 AMU according to the unitary method. So the relative mass of an atom with respect to carbon C12 atom is called its atomic mass, or the unified mass, as we say. Now my friends, I have explained you what is an atomic mass. Now you might be wondering, I told you in between what is a molecule or something like that. So now we are going to take up the topic, how do atoms exist? You see, atoms cannot exist independently. They need to form molecules to exist. There are 2 types of molecules. One is the molecule of an element, and one is the molecule of a compound. So, first we are going to discuss the molecule of an element. As an atom cannot exist independently, that would combine with one or some more amount of atoms to form a molecule to exist independently and be stable. Some examples of the molecules are O2, that is the molecule of oxygen, and PO4, phosphorus. So this is how molecules are formed of elements. But what is atomicity comes inside it. The number of atoms constituting in a molecule are its atomicity. For example, oxygen is diatomic. That means 2 atoms of oxygen combine to form an molecule. That is, its atomicity is 2 or diatomic.